channel. Today I'm going to be talking about why I stopped breastfeeding and I'm only doing formula. How do I start off? Whenever my daughter was born, she was born May 16, 2019 at 8:45 p.m. An hour before her arrival, I decided I was going to do breastfeeding for now. With that being said, I told my OB that I wanted to do breastfeeding for now, but eventually I wanted to do breastfeeding and formula. So she was like, okay, so we're gonna start. Whenever she arrives, we're gonna try to see if she will latch on. Whenever she arrived at 8:45 p.m., we did skin to skin real quick, but we didn't try to see if she would latch on. We waited like an hour. Yeah, an hour, and they decided they were gonna help me position her that way she can latch on. She wouldn't latch on at all. She wasn't even getting the bottle at all either. So by that being said, she wasn't latching on, so I was like, I don't want to starve my baby to death. So we went with bottle, but she was having so much trouble to get the bottle. I did had an appointment with the I don't know how you say it, the lactation consult. She did came in the room the next day that I gave birth, and she checked out my baby. She checked her tongue, and then she checked her lip. Her tongue was perfectly fine. She said that she had lip tie. I'll show you like a picture what the lip tie looks like. So she said that she had lip tie, so she wasn't be able to latch onto my breast. I was really disappointed because I was like, I really want to do the breastfeeding and formula. Some moms will prefer only breastfeeding, some moms prefer only formula. With that being said, she was like, she told me you can still do breast milk with her. She gotta pump it until she gets the lip tie untied. The next day, it was Saturday, when I was about to be discharged, they told me, would you like us to cut the baby's lip? That way she could latch on. I was debating because my baby was only 3 days old, and I really didn't want to put her through that yet. I was scared. I won't lie to you. I was scared that they would take my baby away and they will cut her lip. It was scary. But I decided I was not gonna do it. I told him I don't want to put my baby through that yet because she's only 3 days old. Whenever I got home, she wouldn't even take the bottle. It was frustrating because she was crying, she was hungry. At some point, I did find a bottle. I don't know if I have one. It looks like a nipple. She will latch on, but you can hear her smack. With her, she was smacking. She was actually drinking milk and getting air, so she would have some gases that would bother her, and it was horrible. She wouldn't stop crying because she had so much gases. So I took her in for her 2-week checkup with her pediatrician. Whenever she was born, she was 7 pounds exact. Whenever she can't even talk. I'm actually getting sick. I don't know why. But whenever we left the hospital, she was 6'12". With that being said, for her 2-week checkup, she lost more weight. She lost 4 ounces. For them, it's a big deal. They wanted to see my baby the next following week. With that being said, I did went the next following week, and she lost 1 more ounce. So they were like, why is she losing weight? I'm telling her that whenever the lactation consult came in and checked my baby out, she had lip tie. I don't know if that's what's causing her to lose weight, but that's what she has. She told me, oh, that's probably it, because as you know, whenever a baby's mouth is moving, it's burning calories at the same time that you're feeding her. And I was like, what we can do? She was like, I can send you to a specialist, the ENT, something like that, and get that fixed. With that being said, I did make an appointment with the ENT. With that being said, I did make an appointment with the ENT. The first day that I went, they wouldn't take my daughter because my daughter was under my insurance for 2 months. So they wouldn't take her. We did have people saying that that's not right, to tell me that they can't see my daughter because she don't have her own insurance, she's under mine. That same day I went again, and I'm telling them, why can't you see my daughter if she's under my insurance, so everything will be covered. They were debating that they don't take my insurance, they only take like insurance like for herself and myself. But anyways, they did see me that exact date. They checked her lip and everything, and they said, yeah, she does have lip tie. What else can we do? I asked him, and he said we could do it's not a surgery, but it's a laser thing to get her lip untied. It's my first daughter, so that day I started crying because I didn't want to put my baby through that. So the doctor came in, he said, we're not gonna do a good job because she's only 5 days old. I think she was 5. Yeah, no, she was 6 days old. She was 6 days old, and they said that they're not gonna do a very good job because you can't put a baby to sleep that small. There's risk that comes with it. I started crying, and then he said the best thing is to find a place that it's a hospital to do the lip part of their job. And I said, why can't you just get it done today? She's losing weight. Her pediatrician wants her to gain weight, not lose weight. He said, just give me a couple days and I'll try to contact you. We left. He never contacted me back. Happy. I went to my next appointment with her, and same thing was asked. Did you take her to the ENT? Did she get her lip untied? And I said nope. They said they were gonna give me a call back, and they never did. She was like, okay, we're gonna refer you to another one. So they referred me to another one, and they didn't take my insurance at all, so I couldn't go to that one. So I won't lie, she was gaining weight again. I did woke her up like every, like 20 minutes to feed her a little bit of my breast and a little bit of formula. She was only taking 1 ounce a day, so well, that happened. And then okay, but that happened. Nobody was trying to refer me to a place that would do it. I was frustrated because I said my baby has lip tie and nobody wants to help me out. So I went on Google and I researched until I found another ENT in downtown. They're very nice. I won't lie to you. She was only, by that time, you see how time flies? She turned 2 months whenever they saw her. They actually saw her. They took me back in and they saw the baby. And the first thing that she said, let's take a look. So she did take a look and she said, your baby don't have lip tie. It seems that she has tongue tie. All of these times, people were telling me that she had lip tie, that she wouldn't latch onto my breast. And now you're telling me it's tongue tie. So and obviously, I started crying because I was like, my baby has been going through losing weight just because of a tongue tie. Good. With that being said, she told me, do you want to get it untied today? And I said, sure. If that's what is making her not latch onto my boobs, then yes. They asked me if I wanted to be in the room, me and my husband, whenever they were doing the untie her tongue. So me and my husband got ready. We did everything that we needed to do to be in the table right next to her. My husband did stood by her next to her. I couldn't see her because I was like, I was in the corner crying because I was like, my baby's gonna go through this. Like, y'all will understand whenever you have your own first kid and something bad happens to them. Right away, they swaddle her up. She doesn't like to be swaddled. That's the first thing. But she was being swaddled. The next thing that happened is that she grabbed, I don't know what's it called, but she grabbed something, she put it under her tongue, and she said that's the worst part. I'm actually killing nerves before I cut into it. She was crying, like screaming, crying, and I was like, wow, my baby's in pain. And I was crying, she was crying. My husband was looking at me, he was like, stop crying. But I couldn't handle it because it's my baby right there at the table. That happened. Next thing you know, they cut her thing. They gave her right away to me, that way I can like comfort her and everything. She was bleeding from her mouth. Like, not bad and not that extra, but she was bleeding. They gave her to me. They gave her to me, and she was bleeding from her mouth, and she was like, try to let her latch on. She wouldn't latch on because she was in so much pain. They told me if she doesn't latch on, go ahead and give her Tylenol 1.25 milligrams, something like that. I did give it to her. She did fall asleep, but she wouldn't take anything at all. We got home. She did sleep for about like 4 hours. She woke up crying because obviously she's hungry. We tried to give her the bottle because I know she wouldn't latch onto my boobs yet because she was in so much pain, and she wouldn't even take the bottle. She would like suck on it a little bit and then she would cry because she was still in pain. I tried to do another dose of Tylenol. She was only 2 months, so I needed to be careful what I give her. What I give her, so I did give her another dose. She wouldn't even take the bottle at all, so I had to call her ENT again and let her know my daughter's not eating at all. They were like, we're gonna call you in the morning to see if she has tried to gain the bottle again. By that time she was crying, she was hungry. I did feed her with a syringe the whole night long. I wouldn't sleep, I wouldn't do anything because she was hungry, and every time you see me with a syringe feeding her, that was the only way that she got something in her stomach. And that's the only way that she would feed. It took her like 2 days for her to get back to feeding. I did feed her like 1 syringe of my breast milk. I pumped every day, but supply, you know how if you don't breastfeed your daughter or your son, your milk will like come less because your body doesn't know how much the baby needs. So I was losing milk. A lot of people were telling me do this and that and this and that and this and that. I tried everything. I even tried some pills. It didn't work. So I was like, I'm not gonna starve my baby to death because I want to feed her. Yes, mama, yes. Because I don't want to feed her breast milk. So with that being said, I started to do only formula. She was gaining weight faster. The next appointment that she had, she was already in 10 pounds. Excuse me, in 8 ounces. So her pediatrician was so happy with it. She was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing less breast milk and more formula." She said, "If that's what you gotta do for your daughter to gain weight, then that's good." That happened, and now sometimes she will want the boob and I will give it to her and I'll let her whatever she wants to do with it. I am still producing milk, and I'm actually producing more than whenever she was really small. I don't know if it's like because I am drinking more water than I used to. I don't know if it's like filling up with supplies. I don't know, but it's weird how in the first I wasn't producing a lot and now I am. Sometimes she won't want the boob, sometimes she won't want it, but I let her choose. You want the boob? Ah, bless you. I let her choose. You want the boob or you want the milk? That's why I stopped breastfeeding, because my daughter was not with it. I won't say breastfeeding is bad, but I will say if your daughter's not gaining weight because you're feeding her breast milk, just go ahead and do the right thing. Just go ahead and do formula. Formula's not even bad either. The only problem is that milk is expensive, but that's what you work for, your daughter. But just remember, breastfeeding is not bad. Breastfeeding is not bad, or formula is bad. It's just some kids are different. I do think that for my second child, I would like for it to be just breast milk. Why? Because I got free milk right in front of me. I'm not saying that I really don't want to go buy milk, but it's right there. You gotta use it as a handy. Now I gotta change her diaper because she's poo-poo. And she's sucking on her thumb. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. I probably would do another video on birth control, just to let y'all know what I think about it, if it's effective, what changes I have been having, all them questions. If y'all have any questions, just comment below, and we will see you next video.